Hello, Sunshine fans and bingo enthusiasts. Welcome to week 8 of the Super Mario Sunshine 1v1 Lockout Bingo League, and welcome to this match between Peaches and mdmason85. My name is Lego, and I'm joined here in the commentary booth by Jeff Compass. And Jeff, this is going to be a, a pretty freaking amazing match if I,
Yep.
if these two are as good as they were during the regular season.
Yep. These are the two players from Div 2 last season who made finals, and only one of them here will make it to Div 1. Under the old format, they would have both been Div 1 this season, but due to the new format and Despin mainly kind of popping off, there's one less Div 1 slot for these two. So this match will settle it. Mason is I mean, they both want it. Both are very passionate. Both have always been very good. Yes, Rasmus as well. Sorry. Both have been very solid, and both really want this slot. So,
Yeah, and I think the storyline going into this match is both players are, Peaches, I think, ended up pretty satisfied with the season, but Mason definitely felt like he was playing below his potential.
mhm.
And that has been weighing on him. So this is essentially Mason's big shot here to
Yeah.
really prove that he's got legs going into playoffs. So probably a big mental battle for Mason
Mhm.
as well as for Peaches. Peaches wants to defend this Division One slot to prove that he too has ascended to that level of top tier bingo play.
Mhm.
And ultimately, it's just going to come down to execution. Both of these players are very strong. Both of these players are very good. And it's going to be, can Mason clutch out this sort of mental victory, or will Peaches stand firm, stand strong, and position himself for playoffs in Division One?
Yep. Mason has said, I've seen him say a few times, he's not going to be satisfied with this season unless he makes Div 1 semifinals. It looks kind of ambitious, but he's a man who he just wants the best. He wants to play well. And he definitely wants this. Peaches obviously as well. So it's just going to come down to, like you said, execution. Peaches does have a little speed advantage, but nothing Mason cannot overcome. Peaches picked Invasion, which I
Yeah, I
think
was going to
was
say.
a good choice. What do you think about that?
Invasion to me presents an opportunity here for Peaches to really pull ahead early. Mason has shown weakness in this format.
Mm-hmm.
It is not necessarily when you think of like one of Mason's stronger formats like row control. This is really a format that Peaches could theoretically exploit, but I would not put it past Mason to be able to clutch out a big advantage here. The advantage is there, but it's small. It's worth
Mm-hmm.
acknowledging, but I don't think it's going to ultimately decide this match. It's not like a complete disparate situation. You do run the risk if you are Peaches or Mason, specifically Mason here, because Peaches may have that little bit of a speed edge that you will lose out to your advantage side of the board. But Mason has also demonstrated in the past his ability to route out of those situations. So I think that it will be pretty even, maybe slightly Peaches favored due to the format, but we're underway, heading into the cutscenes. The board is revealed, and I'm seeing 23 Rico Blues in the corner. I'm seeing 5 enemies in the other corner. I'm seeing 2 Gelato Hiddens. This is a bit of an interesting card as far as starts go. Nothing really
Mm-hmm.
clear. Bianco hundreds. Nothing really like clearing away the fastest, best start.
Yep. Row one looks very gelato heavy, but gelato doesn't really get you anything. Doesn't get you much else outside of row one. I feel like you get a unique boss. You could do 100. But you're not going to win hiddens on the other side of the board if you're in row one. Um, yeah, so I'm not. I think row one looks better than it actually is. I don't think row one's not very
I I
good.
I agree. Look towards rows 2 and row 3. your
Road 2 is
start
kind of
there is
gross.
so rough. You essentially have to get the pinna, but then you also need one from each. You're gonna need to fit a life grind in there, and then you look towards the middle of the card. 9 pipes, 13 from Delfino. You're
Hmm.
not super well set up for either of those if you have to commit as hard to gelato as you're going to have to with 4 sandbirds or 4 ill blues in your base and 5 bluebirds in your base and 5 enemies in your base and 4 gelato and 2 from 20. I personally like the bottom, the Rico start here. We
Hmm.
were, sort of harkening back to the Hazelham days of the first 2 weeks of the season. A 23 Rico Blues into 6 Rico Shines. 5 enemies is a backup there if you lose that goal. And then you
Hmm.
have 17 M's as well. You have cannon moles. You have 65 totals. You have 2 gelato hiddens, right? You can build out from there pretty strong. You'll have a bunch of hiddens because you're doing 6 from Rico, and you do that probably with the 2 hiddens there. So 2 more gelato hiddens makes 5 hiddens, and then you can
Hmm.
go into reds or Bianco or unique bosses or something else from there. And you really are set up pretty strong in that corner.
I think a possible start would be a Bianco Hundo play. I mean, if you want column 5, it secures it. I don't think there's much else that can really secure Rose. It's faster than 23, I believe. If you get sniped to it, I mean, you're set up kind of well for column 1. You get a out of the way Bianco Shine, and 200 progress. So honestly, a Bianco 100 setup feels pretty safe. I would kind of like it, honestly.
So
Um,
the goal timing spreadsheet or goal timing list, I pulled that up right here,
uh,
and your intuition is correct by about 24 seconds. Bianco hundreds in episode 3 is faster than 23 Rico Blues, but 23 seconds is not a lot of time. It
yeah.
could, it definitely comes down to execution. Now, that being said, Bianco Hundreds in episode 1 has a full minute and a half advantage over
Yep.
23 Rico Blues. Will we see a Bianco 100s to
No.
secure column 5, and then buy yourself that time to set up for uh, Rico Blues and Rico Shines?
As much as I want to see a Bianca 100s, I know it's not happening. It would be really strong on this card. I think maybe not really strong, but it'd be strong. That being said, it's probably not the best thing in the world. I feel like a Bianco on 100s would be pretty cute here, but also like you probably want to just have Bianco 2 done. Um, the question is, do you feel like you can win out to against the 23 Rico Blues? And you can. I mean, you said it's faster from the base. It doesn't give you a lot of room to mess up, but I
Yeah.
think you want to do Bianco 300s. As much as Bianco 100s is fun and cute, I would do it because it's fun, maybe, but it's just you want Bianco too. You want Bianco too, and it's still faster than 23 Rico Blues. I think you take the risk because you get enemies, um, like you get enemies open to you. The uniques is on the card, 5 Bianco shines, 6 reds, blah blah blah. Even if you get stuck in row 1, Bianco hundreds is kind of your pathway out. So you have a click in row 2 already. So it's not bad. You want to do Bianco 300s here if you're going to do it at the start. I feel like.
There was some murmuring about a 200 start. Now that is another minute faster than any Bianco hundreds, but to be honest,
Yeah.
I don't really like it. I think
No.
you end up backing up into it if you commit to Bianco hundreds and lose. Um, but it's sort of
Yeah.
I think that's sort of the safe play, right? Quote unquote would be Bianco 300s here. I would argue 5 Bianco shines, 200 coin shines, 6 reds and 2 hiddens and gelato. Not a bad place to build out of with a Bianco start in column 1. Unique bosses as well. Enemies you can sort of contest. Hiddens you can get close to
Hmm.
contesting. 45 totals, pretty simple. And then you try to get through to the middle. You're trying to snipe away like 17 M's or something. Um, the weakness there is column 1 isn't the best for that column 3 unless you somehow win birds, but you're going to be behind, I think, against the 23 Rico rush and fast shines in Rico.
200s
Um,
like will get you a it gets you a Delfino. You can life route a little bit since it's faster than a Bianco 100 start. You can do some life routing. You can stop for the M's and P out to hundreds. But like, it's a one from each. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't feel that
I feel
good.
like your win con is becomes a lot narrower if you make that
Yeah,
commit,
I
right?
don't like it.
Again, I would say you want to kind of go for Bianco 300s. And if you
Yeah.
do that, you're okay, sort of, ending up back in column one. It's
Yep.
not the end of the world. You transition into Delfino hundreds. You transition into 17 M's and birds and trying to get a couple clicks in column three. Um, your path is going to be difficult, but you're at least set up decently on this card. They're out of the jail cutscene. They're into the plaza. This
Yep.
match is getting underway. The first moves from each competitor appear to be heading towards Bianco. Bianco kind of need to get that unlocked. Nope, Mason is heading underneath the plaza. Is he life grinding in advance?
Yeah, not a bad. I mean, I think he's just setting up, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a card you really have to rush anything. Row one, you might want to avoid row one, but it's you can still set up and be fine. Like Mason might be preparing for row one and is like, I want to head start into lives. Totally a fine call.
I think you can. I think there's not really a way to force your opponent into row one. I think on this
Nope.
card, 23 Rico Blues being a corner goal, right? You would have to get 6 Rico shines before your opponent gets 200 coin shines, which isn't impossible. It could happen
Well,
if they're both going for Rico, but then you could also just get 5 enemies out of 23 Rico and be
Rico
fine there.
doesn't set up anything. It doesn't just define anything. You'd have to do 18 lives or 17 M's because if you 23 into 6 Rico would still be.
Oh, that's true. Oh yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah,
I feel like
you'd
I feel like you would
18
life
lives.
grind anyway. The life grind would probably be faster at that point.
But Peaches is heading into Bianco here.
He threw a
Or at
pepper.
least unlocking it. No, he threw a pepper. He's going under bell.
So we might see a Rico 23. Could be what he's thinking. Could just be getting a Delfino shine quick, you know. We'll see. Mason already at a smooth 7 lives out of the 18 if he ends up wanting to click it. Peaches rushing Rico. Rico sets you up for a decent amount. Even if you get stuck in row 1, like 20 from 2, 5 enemies. Not bad. Mason enters Bianco. Not sure what he's going to go for, but could just want to set up.
Yeah, Bianco's going to be critical, I think, with whatever Peaches is going to do. I don't think you're dissatisfied with having a presence in without having a presence here. Mason appears to be going for M's right now.
Setting up, it looks like right now. Which
is he life grinding?
I hope he doesn't overcommit to this. If you do like 1 cycle, I think it's fine, just to get the lives along the way. But I hope he doesn't sit here and like get the full 18 because it doesn't look like he is anyway. I feel like
he's life rounding it in. He did 1 cycle here. He's grabbing an M. He's going to do another. Nope. He's going to head on up and going to get the other M's here in Bianco.
I would like to see a Bianco on 100s, honestly, but at the same time, like I said, Bianco 2 is just so much value that if you do Bianco 300s, you may as well.
Yep. Meanwhile, Peaches has entered Rico. We'll see if he starts on 23 in Rico 1.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, you could decide to do it in 3 as setup. Like, you're like, all right, well, if I'm set up for row 1 if I do it in 3 because I get enemies. I feel like a 3 or a Rico 1 and 23 are both pretty fair. Looks like he's gonna do
Looks like this
1.
is the Rico 1.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
We'll check back in. We'll check back in with Peaches. He entered with 1 singular blue coin. So we're looking for 24 on the counter here. Meanwhile, Mason's going to get the PD fight underway, having collected all 4 M's in Bianco 1. And it feels like Mason is trying to set up for like to be able to really quickly invade or, get a strike at row at columns 4 and 3.
Mhm.
Um, Also, we'll get him a unique boss here, get him set up for that. But this commitment, I think, presents some difficulty if only Peaches will have enough time to potentially contest one or both of those if Peaches wants. Maybe not
Mhm.
necessarily lives. Lives will probably be a trickier thing, but M's definitely. Peaches doing 20. If Peaches is doing 23 in Rico, he'll have 9 of them exiting the level. So
Yep.
that is what the risk is here for Mason is he can set up, but that runs the risk of Peaches being able to take away some of that power.
Yeah. Um, Mason losing lives is a little sad. He didn't invest that much time into it, but it's like 40 seconds if he loses it. You might be a little sad about it.
Yeah,
Uh,
Mason's being pretty smart about not overcommitting to grinding lives. Like we mentioned, he's sort of just
prepared for
getting
everything.
them as he goes. He's entering Pachinko here. This is a red and a Delfino. Appears to be setting up to head to Rico. He'll want that for his M's. Um,
He's doing a lot of setup. Like I don't know if it's too much, but there's a lot of setup going on here. Like I think he's just
and
like Peaches is faster. I'll just let him choose what he wants, and I'll try for all 4 rows.
what makes this interesting to me is that Mason's not losing a ton of time with all of this setup. Um, they're all sort of very generalist goals that you're gonna want at some point, no matter where you're starting. Right, with the way that the card is laid out, with Delfinos on both sides, with reds on both sides, right?
Mhm.
Like getting a Delfino and a red, and it's a fast shine. You've got one from each, and you got a unique boss, right? The
Mhm.
struggle is Mason will need to pick and make a choice about what he wants to get. Um, and if he doesn't and waits too long, Peaches will be able to grab some of that value and take some of the power away.
Yes. He could either do 18 lives or he can do 17 M's. I don't know which one you'd prefer if you're Peaches. I think Rose are better. I like
How
Rose a
do
little
your
more.
Rico start? I think so. You want to sort of have 65 totals and protect 2 gelato hiddens for your 5 hiddens, right?
Mhm.
That's pretty synergistic. You want 17 M's. Um, you're probably going to gun for um, maybe unique bosses. You've got Serena 4 hidden in your base, which is a little gross, but you can get a unique boss along the way there and try to get to Pinna first and sort of build your route that way. Um,
Yeah, I mean, Starting 4 hidden is definitely a late game play. I think you try to play it out with your 4 goals, and if you do Manta early on for the unique and the
yeah, you
pipe,
do
and then if
Manta
you
for
need
the
it,
unique. You do blooper. You do PD, and you do mecha, and you have a grand old time.
so Mason entering Rico as Peaches clicks 23. We won't know if he was going to try for that until the interview, but it is a little unfortunate because I don't think Rico really has much value. But I think enemies at this point, right? I think you do it for the enemies.
Yeah.
Um,
Look, yeah, the question's going to be what are you going to get forced into here? Um, or can you force Peach's hand? Those are the two questions. And looking at the card right now, I think like you could force it with potentially 200s if Peaches uh doesn't force another click here. Um, but that's the question. We're gonna have to see what happens.
Honestly, I don't think you have much of a say in your row or column at this point unless you start at 200s because I don't think Mason's going to be able to secure anything. I think it's just up to Peaches. He can do either 17 M's, he can do 18 lives, he can do 18 lives with 17 M's if he goes into Bianco and then does Delfino. Or no, he just does the Delfino M's and then goes to Bianco. He can secure 17 M's with lives right there. That might be the correct play if he wants to do columns. But Rose, he can do 17 M's already. It's up to Peaches. I don't think Mason has a say in how this is going to play out. in terms of board placement. So we'll see. He has 9 M's. 10 M's with this one. Oh, he didn't get this during the unlock. Never
No, he
mind.
did not. He got jail blue, but he did not get this.
Come on, Peaches. Why do you not get that blue?
I think he was laser focused on being as fast into Rico as possible, and he didn't want to risk a misplay potentially delaying him.
I guess. Oh wait, he can't do 17 M's without Pianta. Yeah, that's true. So it looks like he's doing M's. Totally fair. I think Rose is better. Oh my god. That was BS.
Yeah, that's a bit of a scam.
That was a bad scam.
He'll grab this gate M along the way, puts him at 12.
Okay. He was just routing. Doing some M routing there.
Yeah, that was definitely on purpose routing there.
Mason, I'm not really a fan of Mason going back for these M's. I guess they're just quick blues, but like, you can't win 17 M's if you're Mason. It's just not doable. It's gone. You gotta.
I think this may be like 20 from 2 posturing.
Oh
right?
yeah.
You're gonna wanna.
Well,
I don't know if you're Mason if you want to commit all that way though.
You don't want to do it in 1 because you're gonna want 5 enemies anyway, right?
Yeah, that was my thought. So you're gonna go to 2 anyway. You might as well move yourself along here.
I'm not a fan of this blues routing. I think because you're going to 3. You don't need to go back for the M's at the start. Yeah, it's just a little unnecessary right now. And unless he's just planning to never go to Rico again, which I don't see why. Yeah. Peach is doing Pianta 1.
M's for Peaches here, if my count is correct. 12 between Plaza and Rico, and picked up 2 in here.
Nice thing for Peaches is he got an out-of-the-way 1 from each from that.
Yeah.
Kind of a small thing, but it's nice to have. Piano 1 doesn't have a ton of value on this card, so just having that out of the way is pretty good.
It's also a pipe.
It is also a pipe shine. That is very true, Lego. Oh, Peach is going for this blue again. Realizes she didn't get it.
Yeah, he's gonna head to Bianco. Makes sense. He can mop up the last blues he needs, or last M's he needs for 17 M's here. He can force the row matchup, should he so choose. Mason now going for hundreds.
Ooh, he's in the bad Plaza state.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a rough Plaza state, and also he's gonna get punished for this.
Yeah, I feel like Mason is just setting up way too much, and I think he needs to just focus something at this point.
Yeah, and this was the risk, like we said. Like Mason was setting up for a lot of goals, but he essentially ceded his own destiny to Peaches, and Peaches can pick whatever he so chooses as far as what goals he wants and when. 17 M's with this M. Clicks it away, forces the Rose matchup.
Yeah, I mean, the issue with this much setup is you're just playing for goals that you don't know you're going to win to, or going to be able to even click. I understand, though, because Peaches kicked a corner goal, and Peaches could have done 18 lives, right? You don't know. It's fair. It's just, I don't know. But now you know. Now you're in Rose. We don't have the columns curse. Thank God.
Mason sitting on 5 shines, getting into the Gelato Plaza state. Can improve his chances at completing hundreds.
Mason entering Bianco. Giving up on his hundreds.
Yep. Which...
Wow. I'm not in
love with that.
No, I think he had to commit to it.
I'm gonna say, I'm not in love with that. I think you can unlock Gelato, maybe do Beach Pipe, right, but at least finish out the hundreds into Delfino Shine. You're gonna want 8 and 13 Delfinos. That's gonna be something you're gonna want to contest. You're wanting to get blues as well. Bianco hundreds you can do later. Nothing that Peaches has done so far has indicated a willingness or desire to do hundreds. That being said, Peaches' best invasion route may be 200s into Bianco hundreds, which then makes this
Yeah,
decision even more tragic for Mason, because Mason's going to end up with um, losing those goals as well.
yeah, I don't know. I just it's life progress. You get 8 Delfinos. I know you don't have a first click yet. That's kind of this, but this isn't Bianco hundreds doesn't help you with a first click.
Right.
So it's just
You still need like 5 bluebirds, right? Which is exactly what you want to be. You want to have unlocked gelato, so you're set up for that. You've already gotten the birds in Plaza. You can get those 2 birds in gelato and like a smattering of a few other blues with pipe, and all of a sudden you're in Pinna, right? And then you're fine, right? You're able to sort of build out. And yeah, you're not in the best position in the world, but you've already gotten 2 out of the 4 gelato shines, or 3 out of the 4 gelato shines. No, 1 out of the 4 gelato shines. I can count. You can try to snipe away 20 from 2, which is Peach's most very clear route that he wants to steal. You can then maybe make a cheeky play towards the middle for 13 shines from Delfino and like 45 totals, and maybe you get 65, right? If you commit that hard, or 2 gelato hiddens if you commit that hard. You have options. Right now, it just feels like Mason's a little lost, like you said.
I think he's doing a 20 from 2. I think he's going to do 20 from 2 as his first click. The issue is it's still not really that close. Like, he needs to go back to Rico. I don't think he got 20, and he's in episode 3, so he can't even finish 20 from 2. He's going to have to re-enter, which isn't that bad because you get enemies. I mean, he'll probably get enemies with 20 from 2, but like, I don't know. We need to see how this plays out, because it's just right now. I just
Right,
don't
and
know.
compare to Peaches, who's just executing a very, very straightforward game plan for him. He is going to get these birds. He is going to go for potential row 3 click. I think is the only difficulty for him right now.
Yeah, you don't have a good row 3 click as Peaches.
I
You
think
just don't.
your click has to be 4 uniques.
Yep, that's it. You do Manta. Manta helps you with your own row. Manta helps you with 9 pipes.
Yeah.
It's uniques. You do uniques if you're Peaches.
and
Mason is not going
then
to.
you somehow get like 18 lives or something, right? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, can you like steal away 5 bluebirds and really just ruin Mason's day?
Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna do 4 uniques right now. He still needs Mecha after this, but this is the start. He has 3 lives. Mason's pretty close to 18 lives. I think Mason still wins lives. I think Mason will get either 20 from 2 or 5 enemies before Peaches can do Mecha and a life grind. So that's fine. The issue is Peaches is already really well set up for 1 from each. Like, he has the tough one out of the way. He's gonna do Mecha. From there, he's just a few Delfinos to get to Noki, and yeah, is that it at that point? Does he need anything else?
I think he's very well set up at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that close that you get 1 from each, but like, it's not far.
Right.
You know? Oh, Mason is really running low on coins. No, Mason killed all the Pokies and got 1 coin. He's gonna have to like swim for a bunch of coins now.
Yeah, and I think maybe the nerves are setting in here, right? You know, Mason may not have expected this start out of Peaches, or like losing 17 M's.
Yeah, but like, you set up that much.
I know that's the trade-off, is the fact that the time was spent to set up for so many goals, and the payoff here has not come for Mason. which has just put him behind, and then I think that's just compounding itself here. He will get Bianco hundreds as his first hundreds completed, but he's gonna need to get to Pinna, and he's gonna need to get into Gelato if he wants 5 Bluebirds into 18 lives.
An issue I see for Mason right now, he doesn't. He wants 20 from 2, I think, but he didn't. He's gonna have to do like cleanup in Bianco 4. He didn't get like.
He's gonna have to go back in for Bianco 3 or Bianco
3,
and then clean up in Bianco 4.
And then you got to go to Rico as well. I mean, he has an enemy. He can do 5 enemies in Rico 4. That might be what he's planning on. I think that's fine. He will probably win 18 lives. I think what's important for Peaches is, does he have a way to win 45 totals? He has close to 40. He'll probably have 40s by the time he's done in Rico. He needs to just do a second 100. And honestly, I think if Peaches doesn't prioritize a second click, he can get it. But not having that Delfino Hundo right now really might hurt Mason. Like, I think he needed that Delfino Hundo, to be honest with you.
I agree. I think that Delfino 100 would have set him up a lot better, and would have given them the ability to strike at Peaches' heart. And like Peaches' route right now doesn't lead him to a second click in his base with the way that he's currently routing.
He's 2 shines away from Gelato hits. That's the thing. He's 2 shines away. It's like 3 minutes. But like, he's making this unique play. Unless he's going to Gelato for the birds or for the hits.
He might be making that call right now, which is definitely not a bad one.
That's a good call.
But it may run the risk of losing birds, but maybe you don't care.
No, you know why? This is actually really good because he's going to want 45 totals. I'm actually totally fine with this call. You're really going to... I mean, I guess you don't know Mason has close to 45, but this is really punishing Mason now. Like, Mason's kind of set up for 5 Bianco. He's kind of set up for 6 from Rico, but...
Right. But Mason also doesn't have... Mason will be able to get 4 enemies if he goes all the way to Rico 4, but he's going to need to head back to Bianco and do Bianco 3 before he can get a 5th, right?
He got the 5th enemy, or he got the one enemy.
He'll go to Gelato and get the Cataquack.
He got 1 enemy in Bianco 3, so if he just goes to Rico 4...
Oh yeah, he went all the way to the top of the windmill. Oh yeah.
So that's what benefits him right now. I really just think it's that 200s. It's just really hurting him right now, because if he had Delfino 100, he would hit like 40 coins, right? If he had that, he's gonna have this quadruple click coming in of 5 enemy blues, 18 lives, 200s, and then you take 45, and then you're in a pretty good spot because you can take 65 as well, and that might force Peaches into a Serena 4 hidden. But he doesn't have the 200s, and it's really rough because like, that would have put him in a good spot. Yeah, it's just rough because I think he was only like a minute 30 out from finishing the Delfino Hundo.
Yeah, and like I said, like he probably wants to unlock Gelato anyway to potentially get birds or for his base a 20 from 2 target, right? Or even if he never decided, is like screw Gelato, right? He can still make a decent play there and still finish out hundreds. But Peaches will finish out Rika or Gelato 1 here. 1 shine away from 2 hiddens, 45 totals, double click. Meanwhile, Mason will get his 5 enemies.
And that's a good call from Peaches. I think it's a good call. It looked like he was going to do the uniques play and try to invade, but he just looked at it and he's like, this is not realistic. I need to defend my base because I don't know what he's doing. And that was honestly a very good call.
Yep, I agree. Nice heads up call there from Peaches to not be overly greedy and to protect some goals in his base that, based on the lack of clicks here, you could maybe infer that the 23 Rico was a race and you just won. And so Mason's sitting with a ton of blues right now, and gunning for 45 totals. And this click may reveal, 5 enemy blues is in and present. 200 there, like you said, finishing out that Plaza hundreds would have given him 18 lives, 200s, and 45, almost 45 totals. has his clicks. Unfortunately, that window will close here. Peaches 6 out of 8 red coins before finishing out Gelato 1 reds.
Pretty
and
good
the
Gelato on
Larvae.
hard.
Yeah, very
Really
smooth.
good Gelato on hard.
I don't think Larvae has anything bad to say about that one.
No, I think Larvae said a 37 is bad before. I think he says like it's easy to get a 40, but correct me if I'm wrong.
And there is 18 lives for Mason, not clicked just yet. The 2 hiddens, 45 totals. There's the click as the cutscene begins for the polluted piranha atop Gelato.
Now Mason is gonna want to defend 5 birds. He's close to 20 from 2. He has Bianco Hundo. It's just not clicking it. Luckily for him, he does have an okay invade path. He's gonna be able to probably get both 5 Bianco and 6 Rico if he wants them, if he can get there. That's the positive for Mason right now. Row 4, he's ahead to 2 of the 3 clicks. He doesn't win anything in row 5 though. I don't think. He can honestly 65 would be a good steal, but like, Peaches is probably gonna defend it.
Peaches is 100% going to defend 65 totals because his win con is going to involve 13 Delfino 13 shines and 8 shine. He's going to want to get to 50 anyway. 65 is not that far of a push, and 20 from 2 is something that Peaches would love to snatch out from under Mason if it gets to that point.
Is Mason going to do a 20 in Gelato? I'm not loving this.
This is a slow one. I agree. This is a bit not ideal.
I
mean, you're at this point, you're kind of wanting to make this sort of play. The trouble is it's just not going to be good enough. Peaches is going to be able to get 4 uniques here, and then is able to just threaten Mason's stuff. And Mason could be viewing like maybe Peaches has a click in row 2, but Peaches doesn't. Peaches has to go to Bianco and do Bianco 300s or something like that in order to be able to get that click. That's just not close to happening.
My entire issue with this play is he invested so much time into the Bianco blues, right? He invested a lot of time into those. He's only a shine away from being able to finish 20 in Bianco and just clean up a few blues. I'm not exactly sure why he is giving up on the Bianco when 5 Bianco is a really good invade, right? Down the line with reds.
He could be just grabbing fast blues here.
But he's not in a position to take 65. And these aren't fast blues, to be completely honest with you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they're not the fastest blues, but out of all the blues in Gelato, he seems to be getting the faster ones.
I wouldn't say the water blues are...
I'm trying to make sense of this in my head, because I agree with you. I don't think he has 20 in any other level.
He has 20 in Rico.
Oh, he's 20 in Rico. Yeah, he has 20 in Rico. So why not go back to Bianco? Bianco and Rico are going to... Like, I know you have 4 in Gelato in your base, but I think time's better spent elsewhere. Right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe he just thinks he's going to lose 5 from Bianco, but like...
Yeah, and Peaches, here he goes. He's going into Bianco here, and appears to be making a play for Bianco Blues. We'll see if he transitions into hundreds here. Looks like it. Nope.
No.
No.
Couldn't tell if he was going to
just wilding out, grabbing that windmill.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be something I'm missing. I might be missing something. I don't know. Yeah. This is not feeling very good. We'll have to ask him in the interview because he probably has a logical reasoning. We're not in his shoes, and if maybe after this we're gonna we'll ask him, right? Because bingo's hard. Bingo's not easy. He probably has a very logical reason from his point of view, and we're just in the driver's seat, kind of viewing in. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. There's probably a legitimate reason, but right now it's very difficult to see why he's doing this, at least from my perspective.
All right, Peach is entering Bianco 4 here. We'll see if this is for the hidden or we'll see if this is for the hundreds
He's gonna want both at this point.
or just more fast blues. This is for the hidden. So grabbing the enemy blue here at 49 out of 50.
The NPC.
65 in his base. Ooh, the NPC right there.
Love to see
Gaming.
it.
All right, so Mason's inching closer here to 20 from 2. We'll be able to click that and Bianco 100 coin shine once he secures it.
Yes.
And then is probably going to hunt for
It's probably.
for another 100.
Yeah, that's true.
You want to would have been kind of cheeky if you're going to spend all this time Gelato 100s.
Honestly, like,
If you're gonna make 20 from 2 in Gelato 1 as one of your goals, you have 4 from Gelato in your base.
no,
You
I'm
might
actually,
as well, right?
I am actually in very much agreement with you. Like, I don't love the play, but if you're gonna do 20 in gelato right now, like,
The play only makes sense because you're going for 20 in Gelato, right?
yeah.
But if you're gonna do it, you might as well do hundreds at the same time,
No,
right?
I'm in
You're
complete
already
agreement.
going on a world tour in Gelato. You're already visiting every single spot. You might
Yeah.
as well collect 100 golden coins while you're on the way.
Yeah, no, I'm actually in agreement with you on that. I don't, he's only because he's doing 20 for gelato, but yeah, I mean, you may as well. If you're gonna commit to this at that point, just yeah, may as well. Mason waiting for the second bird. I have no idea where the bird is.
The bird
Might just-
is somewhere.
Might just want to
Having a
abandon
thought.
it at this point, and oh, it's like on the pole.
Yeah. Ugh.
I was gonna say maybe you just abandon it and get 2 in Pinna, but like, yeah, I guess you kind of have to commit to this one.
This appears to be a 5 from Gelato commit here from Peaches.
Bianco.
Or Bianco, rather.
Yep. Honestly, if Peaches did Bianco 100, that would have been brutal. Like, just
Yeah, no,
finish
that's
this.
what I was saying. I was sort of hoping that Peaches would be that aggressive and go for it.
Yeah.
He's going to lose that window here, I believe, because this is going to be the 20th blue for Mason.
Mason even get this? I think he needs like a really well-timed Beyblade.
There it is. 20
Yeah, he
from
had a
2,
water.
Bianco 100 shine, and that's going to cause Peaches to leave. Peaches is probably not the happiest with that.
No,
Probably
but he's
but
in a
he's
fine
still in a
spot.
fine position.
Oh no, Mason ran out of water. So Peaches wants to secure a 5 from Bianco now. He can't click it, but he's really close to 65. He can click it soon. Totally fine. And I just don't. I just want to ask Mason in the interview. I'm just curious, really. There probably was a logical reason from his point of view.
Yeah.
So it just to me, just not seeing it. But either way, Mason, if he dies here, by the way, we're gonna have to unclick 18 lives. It won't really matter, but doesn't die, so.
Yeah, and I think this is like the first major mistake from Peaches was not going for Bianco hundreds while doing all of this Bianco stuff. I don't think anything else was that high of a priority to delay it. And you had this sort of window where you could do it, and even if you lose out on it, Bianco 300s is fast, and it sets you up for 200 coin shines in the middle. So I just think it was I think he would have been a little happier doing Bianco hundreds than trying to mop up 65 totals here. 10 away, 9 after the second half of this linked.
I agree, but I think from Peach's point of view, he thought Mason was just going to do 20 from 2 with Bianco 100, and if he did that, it would have been clicked a lot earlier, and Peaches might have lost to it. That might be what he was thinking, so he was like, I'm just going to do it safer instead of for reds. I don't think he expected it to be that long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, by the same token, you know, we saw Peaches sort of flying around, collecting blues at the same time. It's sort of a similar thing, though a little less punishing to Mason's gelato play, where you're already sort of doing all this movement around the level. You might as well grab it.
Yep. You know what? If you're gonna invest 20 in gelato,
and the other thing is you can then secure birds with that click, right? Even if you lose out on it, right? You're still sort of set up in the middle. You're still getting a Bianco shine. You're still setting yourself up pretty well for other things. It's just now if you get this click, you're ecstatic because then you're able to steal 5 bluebirds away. But in this case, Mason's going to be able to get 5 bluebirds because of that.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know.
So I would imagine Peaches may be thinking about trading here, getting the Noki, and being able to finish out 1 from each. That will be his invade.
Peaches will do 1 from each right now.
Yeah.
With 65 totals, and from there, he's just in a pretty dang good spot. That'll be his 4th hidden. The Goldbird.
Yep.
He has 2 from Gelato, 1 from Bianco, so his next closest hidden, I guess, is like Rico 2. But maybe you do Serena 2R for pipes, or even Serena 4R? Might not be a bad
I wouldn't mind the
play.
Serena commit here.
The reason I would like Serena 2R, I think, is because you can secure 5 reds a little earlier. And you're going to want pipes anyway. It's kind of a slower play, but like, I feel like it'd be pretty good. You can also do Serena 4R as your 6th red, maybe? Mason really going hard. Mason has 66 blues. Mason has 65. It's kind of weird to think about, but Mason has 65. Just can't flick it.
Right, and Mason's going to miss out on it. He's going to start. He's going to start Delfino hundreds here, and this is going to come back and bite him. Peaches will be able to click away 65 after 5 blues here.
Yes, he will.
Or 5 more rather. Easy
Honestly,
ones
at this
in
point,
the ruins.
maybe as Peaches at this point, you just do your blues and Serena 2. Kind of be cheeky, but it's fine. You probably want to click as soon as possible.
You need to secure 65 total. You've seen Bianco. You've seen Bianco hundreds clicked.
Yeah.
You've seen stuff like 5 enemies and 5 bluebirds. You are at risk of being of a double click here with 200s, 5 Bianco or 6 Rico into your 65 totals. That's just too risky. That is why we see the immediate click of 65 totals, 5 Bianco blues, and Peaches is out of the danger zone and is able to is going to go do the first Cannonball shine.
I like this,
which is a very good call. I like this. Yep. I like this a lot.
He does not need 5 hitters right now. Like, I mean, you have no reason to really believe Mason's contesting it. Mason can't click anything to get to it for a little bit.
Mason's shown no reason to go into hiddens. His half the card has no reason to go into hiddens. He may have both gelato ones, but we know he only has gelato 1.
Yep. Good call.
Not a ton of reason to prioritize that here.
Yeah, I'm a fan of. I mean, he can't click cannonballs, but he's not far off. He just needs Goldbird after this.
I mean, he is more ahead than Mason, who exited area out of Pinna.
Yeah.
So this will be 1 from each as well.
Oh, a good point. Let's see in the chat. Maybe Rico hundreds wouldn't have been too bad for 6 from Rico.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mason should have committed to any of the hundreds in the levels that he was doing 20 from 2 in, right? I think that it just was sort of this. If you're not going to do it early with Delfino, which appeared to be the original plan, you needed to combine it as you were doing 20 from 2. And the fact that that didn't happen, I think, has just set Mason behind. So one from each clicked away here for Peaches with the first Cannonball shine. Is going to start getting some Delfino shines here. This will be
Mason has
red. He's got 3 R and 4 in Bianco. He's got this.
Peaches is going to have really nice reds. Mason has 2, and they're both Delfino. I don't think he's gotten a single level shine red.
Yeah. He's gotten Gelato 1. This is either 4 or 5, I think. This is probably 4. Could do Lily Pad here.
Keep saying it, but I really think Serena 2R. But it's honestly Serena 2R from Peach's perspective. You probably don't feel comfortable doing it. I just think, in hindsight, Peaches might look at that and be like, yeah, that might have been a good call.
Yeah, he's going to do Lily Pad here. Right, but I think Serena 2R is also fine to leave. You kind of want to secure 5 reds before, well in advance.
Yeah, I mean, I that's why I'm saying, like, from our perspective.
You also kind of want, because your win con right now is 13 and 8 from Delfino, is 5 reds, probably 6 reds, right? Those 4 goals together get you to 12, and then you can buy your own time with Serena 4 hidden or 5 hiddens or however you want to slice it.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying he made a misplay. I'm just saying, like, from our perspective, it could have been cute. That's all I'm really saying. I don't think
Mason will finish out 200s here.
Yes, he will. He has...
Unfortunately, too late to have any serious clicks in Peach's base.
This is too late by about 20 minutes. So. Yeah, I would have just, I don't know. It's hard. Big O's hard, but gets the click. Now what do you do as Mason? I don't know.
I think you kind of have to go for pipes, maybe, and...
He might finish out... I think he's going to do 8 Delfino and 13 from Delfino. He honestly should.
Yeah, I think that is the most critical play you could make here.
Yeah, he needs to do it, and he is doing it.
Yeah.
And that's a good call. This will even the score a bit. Peaches does have 5 reds now. He is... no, he needs grass. Oh, no, he has 5 reds.
No, he's got 5 red. 3 in levels and 2 in Delfino.
Yep, you need to do this with Mason. He has 6. He has
7.
6 physical.
He has 7.
7 physical.
Peaches has to be close here.
Yeah, because Peaches did a Rico rush, so he already has 2.
Yeah. Where is Peaches going?
Grass pipe.
Peaches is going to grass pipe here.
There's a fine, or Cannonballs.
No, he's going into Delfino.
I mean, Cannonballs also are a fine call. You'll get 5 hiddens if you go back for Goldbird with Pin 2R. So I think that's fine. Yeah, maybe, and it's honestly a good call. Like, you might see the 200s, and you might think Mason's just doing Delfinos right now. And Pin 2R is the 6 red. So this is a good call. I think Peaches has played this game.
This choice is going to give Mason 8 and 13 Delfinos.
Yeah, and but Peaches realized he was behind in Delfinos and just committed to this pinup play. And yeah, I think Peaches has routed this game very
really
well.
Behind in Delfinos, though? Had Underbell.
He might feel like he is.
Yeah, he might. I think he may have been like a shine back or 2.
I don't think he would have won it.
But there come the clicks in for Mason. And Peaches is now going to be gunning here for reds and hiddens. Mason's next strike would probably be 6 from Rico.
I don't know. It's very tough to imagine what Mason should do right now. He has to, like... It's very tough to imagine Mason's path into this game. Peaches is going to get 6 reds right now. He's going to get 5 hidden soon. And 3 Cannonballs. I mean, after that, he just commits to Serena and he wins. Or Eel Blues. So it's like, I don't... You know, I know it's a little sad to say, but I don't think Mason has a way back in this game. I don't see it if he does. He needs to,
Mason's way back in has to be somehow sniping away 5 hiddens while also getting Serena progress.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Manta.
Yeah, and he doesn't really have any serious amount of hiddens progress otherwise.
Peaches is going to have 4 hiddens after this. He just needs Goldbird.
Goldbird, or he could be greedy and commit to Serena, or he could.
Nah, I mean, I think if you have Goldbird open, it's like a minute. I think you just, especially if you're this far up, you just kind of go for it. I think Mason had to like start Eel Blues and then just try to win a pipes race somehow. But like, yeah.
Tough no matter how you slice it. 6th red here for Peaches. 4th hidden.
Delaying it, kind of interesting.
Probably hoping for the 5 hiddens, 3 cannon moles, 6 shine, 6 reds, triple click. Not that you need to triple click it like that, but
yeah. Ooh, the Peaches with the cute momentum spin. Or it's not a momentum spin, it's just a spin. Mason cries a little bit. He thinks, I think from Mason's perspective, you need cannon moles, but you're not going to win to it. That's why he went in. Mason needed to start Serena. I think you're right on that. I think he needed to be able to win Eel Blues and Serena Pipes.
Yeah, right. I think he's just ended up. I think this is all essentially the dividends being paid out from Mason's lack of commitment to 200s earlier. Right, we're just a ton of time bled out over the course of the run. With goals that were sort of scattershot, trying to make progress to a bunch of different things, and ended up losing a lot of them. And while the score is pretty close, or was pretty close until the Peaches double click there of 5 hiddens, 3 cannon moles, it definitely was not close from just a positioning perspective. As Mason enters Gelato 2 here, 4 from Gelato. Going to be needed in order to finish things out, but that's exactly what Peaches may be thinking about doing. Nope, heading back into Serena. Gonna go for pipes and Serena 4 hidden as a win con.
How many? Let's think about how many pipes Peaches has for a second, so we know exactly when he has 9 pipes. So he did Piano 1.
He did
the 3 Delfino. Did he do grass pipe? He did not do grass pipe.
He did not do grass pipe. He did 2 of the 3 pipes, so he's at 3, and he did Manta, which is 4.
So he needs
beach pipe. Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he did beach pipe, but we counted that. So he needs Serena 2, which gets him to 5. Serena 3, which gets him to 6. Serena 4 and Serena 4R.
Yeah, you just do 4. Yeah, whatever. I mean, apparently Peaches didn't even do beach pipe.
Okay, yeah. So then 100% needs to do. Peaches 100% needs to do Serena 4R.
Yep. I thought Peaches did beach pipe, but I think I just saw Mason do it.
Yeah, I think Mason did it. Peaches did not.
Yep. So you just do Serena 4R now as Peaches. Mason cannot stop this play. It's essentially over, but we're gonna watch Peaches do Serena Shines. So
if all that practice paying off.
Peaches is pretty good at Serena 2. He got like a 130 gold recently, which is really solid.
Yeah.
So gets a clean one, gets the momentum spin.
And Peaches definitely looking dominant this match, sort of from the get-go, executed well. Other than potentially not doing Bianco hundreds, it's hard to find sort of a fault there with Peaches' route.
Peaches played really well. I mean, you could argue the 23 Rico start may not have been great, but I thought it was fine.
I think the 23 Rico start was the strongest start. You just ran the risk of losing to a Bianco 100 start, but and Bianco hundreds was faster. But if you feel confident in your execution, then you can feel like you're ahead. But with Mason, I think the struggle was sort of the 23 Rico click, throwing him off kilter, or some shaky looking gameplay and routing, especially in the early game, just didn't set Mason up for success as we went later on in the match. And that sort of Bianco hundreds, 200 coin shine goals sort of were the bugbear in in Mason's route and ended up with him falling behind.
Yep. I don't even think the Bianco 100 was a mistake. I think that was a totally reasonable call. I think he expected 20 from 2 with Bianco Hundo. It's just that Mason did it in Gelato, and that's kind of hard to predict. And you set up for 5 reds, you set up for 5 from Bianco. I'm totally fine with. I think Peaches just routed this really well. I don't have any real complaints with how he routed this. I think it was just a solid performance from Peaches.
Yeah, really showing those Division 1 chops. The
Yep.
ascendancy of Peaches and the Fruit Bowl is definitely a story of the league. And Peaches proving once again that he deserves that Division 1 spot.
Yep.
And Mason will be at the top of Division 2, but like you mentioned, probably not super satisfied with his performance this league. Man's been busy, understandably, not able to practice nearly as much as he would have liked, but still a bit of a rough season here for Mason, but has the capability to really show off what he's got at with the double bye at the top of Division 2.
The nice thing for Mason, he gets a 2-week break. You get a 2-week bye. So, yeah, I mean, you get to chill for a little bit at least. Maybe take your mind off of bingo a little bit, not play some SMS. You know, he's gonna get a little time out of the sun, which I think sometimes when you're, oh my god,
Beautiful. Game is well designed, well built.
oh my god, dude, oh my god, this game sucks. It's not exactly what did I bonk on, it's more so what did I clip through, but we have an answer, he clipped through the block.
Oof. Well, didn't get the momentum he was looking for. One more shine away here for Peaches to finish out this match.
You know what's funny is from Peach's perspective, he's probably like sweating. He's like,
Yeah,
oh god,
he's like,
what did I do?
oh god.
But it's like Mason is like 10 minutes away from this goal.
Yep, 4 gelato clicked away from Mason.
Yep, Peaches knows he's won, pretty much.
Unless that was a hella delay, but
Mason starting Serena. It is unfortunately too late for the MD Mason.
so looking ahead to the rest of the weekend. No more matches today. This is the last match of the day.
Not a lot of Saturday matches recently.
Not a lot of Saturday matches, but Sunday's kind of stacked. Starting off at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, Dingman versus Zale. Then 3:30 p.m. Juka versus Bread Ghost. That'll be a very interesting match. And then later on in the day, May versus Tanuki, Game Stable versus Derp, another big one, and then Libre versus Mr. Yato, another sort of ascendancy due to the league format with Mr. Yato and Libre. That will be a very, very interesting match in Vanilla Lockout to close out tomorrow's matches. The action will all kick off at 12:30 p.m. Eastern over here on Sunshine Community and Bingo-thon. Be sure to join the Discord, sms.bingo/Discord, if you want to be notified when those matches go live.
Yep, GG. Pretty.
GG.
I appreciate he's not double clicking at least.
Yeah,
doesn't want to rub salt.
Yeah, no disrespect there with the single Serena 4 hit and click. GG.
Yep.
Peaches defends
Hi, Peaches.
the Division 1 spot from Mason.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, GG.
How you feeling?
I feel good because I got the win. But about like 15 Rika Blues in, I was like, this is fucking stupid. but it worked. Yeah, I don't know what Mason started. I'm sure we'll go over that if he joins.
He's set up for like everything pretty much, but it
Okay,
almost became a bit too much setup.
that's what I
think.
figured. Like, yeah, I don't know. He probably delayed stuff, but I don't know. The clicks just came in too slow. I felt like, and I kind of just was able to get what I wanted.
Yeah, it was you routed really well. I don't think we had any issues with your route. We were, there were small things, obviously, but nothing.
I could have taken birds, but I was like,
No, it was not realistic for you, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I just think-
there was like a universe where you did Bianco hundreds as part of your Bianco adventure.
I was so confident he had done that already. Maybe he didn't.
He had done, yeah.
Yeah. No, but I just needed gold bird, and I could have taken 5 birds. I went back into Bianco and did lose. I had the trade. But
Hi, Mason. GG's.
Hello,
Mason.
GG.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of things. So you start. What was your like? What were you thinking, Mason? Just run it through your head. I think we want to hear what your plan was. If you want to clarify, Mason.
I see his green bubble, but don't hear him.
I think his mic is off or not working. I think Mason is talking, but the mic is not working.
Disconnected. We'll see if he comes back. But yeah, we were gonna say Peaches. Yes, now we can. Hello, hello.
Hello, Mason. GG.
GG's. My thought was Peaches is either going to start column 1, row 1, or column 5. So I will set up for all 3 of those.
Yep.
I did not think he would do row 5 at all. That never crossed my mind.
I really liked row 5. I don't know.
Row 5 was nice. I think we liked row 5 as well. I think 23 Rico is probably a really solid start on this card. There were ways Mason could have invaded though to really hurt you. I think.
So what I was really worried about was him starting 100 and Bianco. So like on the pace spin, they're similar in time, and even if he loses 100 and Bianco, he can just do Delfino 100 and force columns, which I didn't really want. Which is why I like halfway, and I realized it's like halfway through 23, and it was like, oh no, this could turn really bad.
Yeah.
I thought about starting Bianco hundreds, but I thought that was likely to be your start. I was like, he's not going to start 23 Enrico.
Yeah,
yet he did.
Like in hindsight, I think Bianco hundreds was like the safest start either of us could have done. But yeah.
So Mason, we gotta ask about.
I was setting up for.
There you go.
I was setting up for column invades either way. It just felt like a columns game, so I just was not ready for a rows game, and then it was just.
Yeah, another thing I was worried was not being able to secure 17Ms before you did 200s if you rushed like Delfino and Pianta.
Yeah, I mean, I could have, but I just didn't think that you were going to rush 17Ms.
I think the biggest.
What do you think the biggest thing was?
I think the biggest thing we were confused on is why did you do 20 from 2 in Gelato but not Bianco at that point? Because we thought like Bianco shines were still really good for you. You had made progress to 5 Bianco. You had like 18 already. You got like every blue in 3. So we were a little confused on that, to be honest.
Yeah, I was thinking I could steal 65 and well, I forget when did I go for that?
See, I thought the 65 steal was going to be through the 5 from Bianco.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was going to go for it.
You probably had more Rico than I thought. I'm guessing, like, you probably had through 3. I don't know.
Yeah. I was 3 shines away in both Bianco and Rico, but Bianco had red, so I was going to do that, but I was just so slow with everything.
Yeah, I thought 5 Bianco was a lot tighter.
Yeah, I don't know. 20 from Gelato, I was just like, all right, this will get me a ton of totals, and then I can kind of pick between 5 Bianco and 6 Rico to how to get in. But it was just, it's way too slow.
I think another question is, Mason, you started a Delfino Hundo. So the rose click, did it just like make you wanna do Bianco Hundo instead? Because you were like halfway through. We thought it was probably worth continuing it for you at that point, because 200s would be a really nice invade for you early on. Probably could have won you 45 and by extension maybe 65, because you had 40 blues.
Yeah.
So we were thinking like maybe you should have just stuck to the Delfino Hundo earlier so you could get that invade. But what was your thought behind that?
Yeah, I just was so surprised by the 17 M's click that I just entered Bianco.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That was it.
What you said, Jeff, was another thing I was worried about. Like, I totally stopped going for Henna to make sure I could click 45 halfway
That was
through.
a really good call, Peaches. We gave you credit for that, because it looked like you were going to commit to this 4 uniques, but like it was really hard for you to invade row 2, and it was really strong timing for you to do the gelato hints into 45. That was we really liked that call. It was just good timing for it, and yeah, we were happy you did that, because
Yeah, I think I should have done it before Manta, but
yeah, but like better late than you realized
right.
it. You realized it. That's all. You had enough time still. I think it would have been punished if Mason had the 200s earlier, to be honest. But that's just how bingo is. It just works out in certain ways sometimes. So yeah, honestly, good match. Peaches will move on to Division 1 as 8th seed. Mason, you are front runner of Div 2. Second, or no, you're not second anyway. PK is second, I think. And yeah, Peaches, you who are you expecting to play? Danny is 5th.
Does Danny pick? You pick. No, Danny picks.
I am not 5th. Danny will
Danny
pick
picks.
between you and Despin. Are you expecting to play Danny? Are you expecting? What are your thoughts?
I'll probably expect to play Danny, but I don't know. You can pick either.
And
I don't have a preference either way. But
well, regardless of who you face, Mason, you'll be getting a 2-week vacation as the top seed of Division 2. I know that wasn't quite what you were hoping for at the start of the season. Excited to show off your stuff in Division 2 or playoffs rather.
Not really. I'm just super bummed. This felt like my worst route of the season, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to be in Division 2, so it sucks. It's my own fault. So
yeah, it happens. It's all right. I think many people are still very scared to play you. I think you still have a lot of respect. So it just so happens a lot of people had to move up to Div 1 this season. So that's how it is. But GG's to both of you. We have no more bingo today, but tomorrow's pretty packed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and with that, we'll see you all tomorrow. SMS.bingo has all of the match results, boards from all the matches, and the current ladder rankings. It'll have the brackets once they're ready. We'll be rating over to Despin. Be sure to give him your energy. And we'll see you back here tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern for more Super Mario Sunshine 1v1 Lockout Bingo. Good afternoon and good night, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.